My name is George Rogers Clark. I am known for the hero of the Northwest. I was born in Abermale, County, Virginia, on November 9th, 1752. I was the second of 10 children, and we grew up on a family's plantation. I had little schooling, but I learned to read, write, and write. When I became 18, I was a land surveyor. I had little military training, but was a great soldier. In the Revolutionary War, I was a patriot and fought the Shawnee Indians and the British. I won many battles, helped gain the Northwest Territory. And in the United States, I suffered a burn in my leg and had to have my leg amputated in 1809. I also suffered a stroke, left me paralyzed. I died when I was 63 on February 18 in Locust Grove, Kentucky. Today there is many places named after my honor. That's all.
Hi, I'm Hannah White-Arnett, and I've lived in Elizabethtown, New Jersey, and I was very respectful as a child and very wealthy. I was remembered as a noble woman who prevented a group of local men from forfeiting. The debate was long, but very accepting. I took a while to accept all the offers from there. My birthday was January 15th, 1733. Sadly, I died on January 10th, 1824. I had 7 children and 3 parents. I had a husband named Irick Arnett. My birthday was 1776.
Hi, I'm Hannah Lillen. Hi, I'm Benjamin Franklin, and I was born in 1706 in a log cabin in New Hampshire. I helped my father raise 17 kids, and I got nominated for president, and through 1730 through 1740, I got arrested for harassing the Stamp Act. Later, I died at the age of 90 in 1790.
Hi, my name is Sarah Giroleski. My name is Loretta Gara. I was born on September 29th, 1729 in Dublin, Ireland. I've had 5 kids, and I named them all Sarah, John, Charles, and Susan William. My parents' names were John and Mary. I was also not educated. I was a patriot. I would eavesdrop on British meetings and take notes of what they would say. I was 5 feet tall. I helped prepare the General George Washington for an attack by the British on December 20th of 1777. I got married at age 24 to William Dyer, who died on 1783. I lived in Philadelphia. My full name was Leila Barrington Dara, and I passed away on the year of 1789.
Chevelle, Oregon. Hi, I'm Emily Geiger. I was born in 1765. I am a patriot. I was captured and released by British while carrying an important message from my military father at 18 years old. I am famous for the Revolutionary War. Here to bring a message. I died in 1825. I'm a picture of me telling you all about me. At the manhouse, my husband got hurt, and I helped him and took over for him during the war. In 1782, I tried to join the army. My nickname, Lonely Pitcher, means woman who carried water during the war. I grew up in Pennsylvania. I got married when I was 13. I helped take care of soldiers, doing laundry, cleaning, and cooking. I am a patriot. I died in 1865. I was born in 1755.
I am John Adams. I was born in Massachusetts, October 30th,
Wait,
1735.
Yeah, wait, hold on. Yeah, can you say your full name first, and then...
Dometri Corvus Harmon.
1 second. Is it going?
Yeah, it's going. Hold on.
Okay,
Say it again.
Say it again. I'm sorry.
I am Dometri Corvus Harmon. And I am John Adams. I was born in Massachusetts, October 30th, 1735. I was famous because I was the second president of the U.S. And I was the first vice president of the U.S. And I was the leader for the American Revolution for the Patriots. After Boston Massacre, I had a trial for eight British soldiers and Colonel Tristen. And I wanted it to be fair for them, so I gave them a fair trial, and I thought they deserved a second chance. And after the trial, the two were found guilty for manslaughter. And my father died in 1761. I was the first president to live in the White House. And I wanted it to be fair for everyone. And I died in a battle in July 4th, 1826. I died at the age of 90.
So, Lexi, my name.
Say it.
My name's Peyton Phillips. My name is George Washington. I was born on February 22nd, 1735. I had an older brother named Lawrence, and my dad died when I was only 11 years old. I was famous for being the first president of the United States. I am a patriot. An important day in my life is when I crossed the Delaware River on Christmas Day. I died on December 14th, 1799.
Hi, my name's Cameron. Can you say that? Wait, what do I say?
Oh, you can
I'm so confused.
just say your real name first, right?
Yeah.
And then you can
Do
go
I
right
say
in your
Cameron?
say your full name.
So Cameron's last
Name, and then
you can
go.
start your presentation.
Yeah. You're good.
Cameron Foreman. Hello, my name is Alexander Hamilton. I was born on January 11th, 1757 on the Caribbean island. My dad left when I was young. My mom passed when I was 11, leaving me an orphan. I went to King's College in New York. I left school before graduation to join the protest against the British. In 1766, I decided to fight for the Patriots. I was made captain in the military. In 1787, I was invited to take part in the Constitutional Convention. I helped write the Constitution with the help of James Madison and John Jay. We were able to get all 13 colonies to agree. That's when I decided to fight for the Patriots. I'm known for being one of the founding fathers of the United States. I married Elizabeth Schuler on 1783. I sent letters and managed communications in the war. Shortly after the war ended, I passed away in 1804.
My name is Landyn Riley. My name is Henry Knox. I was born in 1750 in Boston. My dad's name was William Knox. My mom's name was Chevelle Knox. I had 9 family members. I had to leave school at 9 years old to support my family. I was the chief artillery officer. I was in charge of all the cannons, gunpowder, cannonballs, bullets. My dad was a shipmaster. George Washington named me the first Secretary of War. An interesting fact was I was born to Scots-Irish immigrants. In 1775, I joined the Continental Army. I was put in charge of all the cannons. I went to Fort Dakota and brought back cannons in the middle of winter to Boston. I transported 120,000 pounds of artillery 300 miles. Because I did this, it helped the Patriots in Boston kick out the British.
Hi, I'm Jorden. I've been studying Christmas advocates. I was born in 1723. I lived in an old cellar and I was enslaved most of my life. I am famous because I was the first American colonist to escape slavery and pass away. I was a patriot, and again I was the first American colonist to die. I was 27 when I escaped slavery. The most important dates of my life are 1723 because I was born, 1750 because I escaped slavery, and March 5th, 1770 because the Boston Massacre happened and I died. I inspire people to stand up for themselves and others and do their own good.
Madylin Jenkins. Hi, my name is Elizabeth Zane, but people call me Betty for short. I was born on July 19, 1759 in Moorefield, Virginia. My parents' names are William and Nancy Nolan Zane. I moved my family at an early age to West Virginia. I am a patriot. My family and a few others established Fort Henry. After my father died, me and my mother went to hiding while Fort Henry was under attack by the British. During the war, the men ran out of gunpowder, and I volunteered to go get it. I ran to my father's cabin to retrieve the cake powder. After the war, in 1786, I married Ephraim McLaughlin and had 5 daughters. When he died, I married Jacob Clark and had 2 more children. I died on August 23, 1823. I am famous by being a brave woman and helping men during fighting. The community of Betty Zane, which is near Wheeling, West Virginia, was named after me. Today at the cemetery in Martins Ferry, Ohio, you can find a large statue of me paid for by local children to honor my memory.
Hi, my name is Kylah, and I'm going to be
You can start over if you want.
Yeah.
All right.
Hi, my name is Kylah. I'm going to be showing you the life of Hannah Hunter. I was born in the year October 5th, 1753. I was born in the town of Warrington, Connecticut. My mom's name is Mary and my dad's name is William. In the mid-October 1780, my husband came in the room, Robert Hendy, told me to take my son and my daughter to the nearest neighbor's house. Me and my son and my daughter walked for a couple hours until we reached their house. The neighbor said to take them into the woods. When we were nearly there, 2 Indians were blocking the path. They separated from me from my 7-year-old son, Michael. They took him by the arm, and I couldn't see them until they disappeared into the darkness. Me and my daughter were determined to get him back. We walked for several other hours until we reached the Indian camp. I demanded my son's release 3 times. On the 3rd time, the Indian let my son go. When we were about to leave the camp, we saw 8 other children running in. I demanded their release too. Soon I had 10 children hanging on me for their dear lives. The Indians were mad when the Indians waved an Indian-made knife right in front of me, and they grabbed my son's arm. I was holding to him until my husband and his troops came.
Miles Anderson. Hi, my name is Samuel Adams Jr. I was born on September 27th, 1722 in Boston, Massachusetts. I had 11 siblings. My parents were Samuel Adams and Mary Fifield. When I was 14, I attended Harvard University. I studied politics and history. I graduated with a master's degree. I'm famous for a founding father of the United States and the Boston Tea Party. I formed a group of patriots called the Sons of Liberty. I was angry at the British government because they imposed taxes on the colonies. The Sons of Liberty movement was very strong throughout the colonies. I'm a patriot. I'm very strongly against slavery. I was given a slave named Surrey as a wedding gift. I set her free right away, but Surrey continued to work for me as a free woman. I had a boy and a girl. I protested the Sugar Act of 1764, the Stamp Act of 1765, and the Township Duties in 1767. I encouraged economic boycotts of British goods and hung a dummy of the British tax agent to protest the Stamp Act. I changed my community by Massachusetts delegate to the Continental Congress, Governor of Massachusetts. Eventually, I died on October 2nd, 1803, at the age of 81 in my hometown, Boston, Massachusetts.
Hi, my name is Monroe, and my person's name is Leticia Langston. Hi, my name is Leticia Langston Springfield. People also know me as Dicey. My birthday is May 14th, 1766. My husband's name is Thomas Springfield. My parents are Simone Langston and Sarah Ann Bennett Langston. I have 22 children. And in my childhood, I was born in South Carolina on May 14, 1976, and I had little to no education when I was younger.
I was famous for warning my brother James and his company from the Loyalists attacking them. I was a patriot, and all the boys in my family fought against the Loyalists in the American Revolution. Some fun facts about me: I was a female spy for my brothers. I also was referred to as a female Paul Revere because of how I warned my brothers. The difference I made in my community was I was very brave with all the things I did. I spied on the Loyalists at only age 15. I challenged the Loyalists by not answering their questions when they questioned me. Two important dates in my life where I married my husband January 6, 1783. His name was Thomas Springfield. I died May 23rd, 1837. I was 71 years old. That's all.
I'm Peyton. I'm Jane Thomas, a mother of 2 boys. My 2 boys and husband fought against the British. I was born in 1720, Chester County, Pennsylvania. My husband was a Loyalist, but he became a patriot because he wanted freedom from the British. I live in South Carolina with my 2 boys and husband. I am sister of the Rev. I am a native in Chester County, Pennsylvania, and I am friend to the Patriots. I got married to John Thomas in 1740. My husband is a colonel who fought the rebels in the American Revolution. I am a strong patriot, and I support my husband in the war. I refuse to drink tea because of the blood of the poor men. And then I died, the 16th of April. I died at the age of 91. Then where I lived became dirt.
I'm Carter Glass, but who I was researching is Benedict Arnold. I was born in 1741. I became a patriot, but then I was a loyalist because I wanted to be under British rule. I was a traitor during the war, but before I was a traitor, I was a general and a brave soldier. In 1767, I married Margaret. In 1775, she died.
My name is Jacob, and I'm going to be doing Benedict Arnold. I was born on January 14th, 1741 in Norwich. I have 5 sisters and 5 brothers. All but one sister died from yellow fever. I was a patriot and a loyalist because I switched sides. I'm also known as a traitor. But before I switched sides, I participated in the Revolutionary War, and I participated in the Battle of Lexington and Concord. I got 2 leg injuries after all those, and I tried to leave, but they wouldn't let me. I left because I tried to leave because I was mad they didn't promote me to Major General. But soon after I tried to leave, they promoted me to Major General. Soon after a lot more drama, I moved back to London, where I died in 1801.
Hello, my name is Rosie, and I will be presenting Deborah Garrett. Hello, my name is Deborah Garrett. I was born December 14th, 1760 in Plemberton, Massachusetts. My lovely parents are Jonathan and Deborah Bradford. I have four other siblings, Jonathan and Miriam, Sylvia, and Hannah. When I turned 10, I became a slave for 3 years. When I turned 17, I became a teacher in I served in the Revolutionary War as a male. My name was Robert Shirtliff. I dressed up as a boy, and I got shot, and I removed the pistol ball out of my leg myself. My identity was discovered by a Pennsylvania illness, and I fell unconscious. When the male doctor unwrapped me, he saw my chest area. I got a Massachusetts pension for my bravery and for protecting everybody there. I served in the Revolutionary War for 14 years. I died at the age of 66 in 1801.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Evan Alexander, aka Alexander Hamilton. I was born in 1755. My dad left in 1766. My mom died 2 years later of yellow fever. In 1772, a hurricane came, which made me go, with the help and money of others, I had to move to New York to get a better education. I married Elizabeth Schuyler on December 14th, 1780, and I never liked Thomas Jefferson, don't really know why. In 1791, 1792, I made the terrible decision and cheated on my wife. I went to Boston to study, and I worked at a trading company, and then I worked as the first Secretary of Treasury. And November 24th, 1801, my son died. On July 12th, 1804, I died. 50 years later, my wife, Elizabeth Schuyler, died. In 2015, they made a play about me and my life.
Graycen. My name is Israel Ponder or Old Blood. I was born January 7, 1718 in Danvers, Massachusetts. Back then it was called Salem Village. I like to play outdoors a lot, but I never really liked school very much, so I had really little formal education. When I was 22, I moved to Pomfret, Connecticut because land was cheap and I started my farm. I was a good farmer. In the winter of 1742 to 1743, I killed a wolf in her den. When I was 37 years old, I left my wife and 6 kids to enlist military called the Connecticut Provincials. In battles, I was known to stay cool, calm, and confident. I was part of Rogers Rangers and became a captain who helped British Army as a scout and a raider. In 1758, I was 40 years old and I got promoted to major, but then I got captured. Luckily, a French officer rescued me. I was a prisoner for 4 months in Canada. I survived a shipwreck in Cuba. I married again after the war and publicly shared my Christian faith in Brooklyn, Connecticut. I became a major general and led a troop in the Battle of Bunker Hill. My famous speech is, "Don't shoot unless you see the whites of their eyes." I was 4th in seniority to George Washington himself when I gained the title of Major General. I'm known as Connecticut's most famous soldier. I had a stroke that paralyzed me and I had to retire in 1779. I died on the 29th of May to 1790 due to an illness.
Okay, I'm Deanna Martinez. Here we go. Hello, how are you? I'm fabulous. I was pretty dang important in the American Revolution. Oh my gosh, where are my manners? I'm Penelope Paget Hugson Carvin Barker, but my normal name is Penelope Paget Barker. I was born on June 17, 1728 in Eddington, North Carolina. My two wonderful parents were Elizabeth Blount and Samuel Paget. I had two sisters. One was Elizabeth and the other was Sarah. Unfortunately, my father and sister died on the same year, so I had to take care of my other sister and my sister's kids. Taxation without representation made me mad, so I wrote a public statement. That public statement led me to organizing the first political action by women, the Eddington Tea Party, in 1744. I got 51 women to sign to show their support to the boycott of English tea. In 1745, while I was still a teen, I married John Huxington, but when we had our second child, he died and left me with 4 children to deal with. I was a patriot and believed we should be free from the British. In 1752, I married James Carvin, but 2 years later he died. In 1755, I became the richest woman in North Carolina. For the final time, I married Thomas Barker. We had 3 children, but all died before age 11. In 1761, Thomas sailed to England to serve as an agent for the North Carolina colony. When Thomas came back, we lived a happy life until 1789, when Thomas died and left me all his property. I lived up to 66 and died in 1796. Something I said at the Eddington Tea Party was, maybe it only has been men who have protested the king up till now. That only means we women have taken too long to let our voices be heard. We are signing our names to a document and not hiding ourselves behind costumes like the men at the Boston Tea Party. The British will know who we are.
Hi, I'm Ava Howard. I'm playing as Molly Pitcher. I was born in 1754, October 13th in New Jersey. When I was 13, I was a servant at Philadelphia. It was important for me to go to school, and my parents did not have enough money. I married William Hayes at 16 years old at Philadelphia. In the Battle of Mylez, I carried pitchers to all the soldiers that needed water or needed to reload the cannon. In 1764, my husband William Hayes fell down from his cannon, and I took over for him shooting. After the battle, we moved back to New Jersey, and he died. In 1793, I married John Corbin. And then while we were still married, in 1786, we had a kid. And in 1793, John suddenly disappeared, and I was there to raise my kid all by myself. In 1822, George Washington gave me $40 a year for taking over my husband's position at the Battle of Mylez. I was famous for representing the women who assisted the war, but they wasn't allowed because they were women. and in the battle, around 1 o'clock, a cannonball flew right between my legs and it tore off the bottom of my dress, but it didn't leave me any scratches. It didn't leave me any scratches at all. People say it was wonderful that I didn't get any bruises from that, but I say it was just a miracle. In 1955, I died of skin cancer. And in honor of my bravery, I got a statue of me firing a cannon above my grave.
I'm Lexi McCarran. Hi, my name is Elizabeth Bergen. I was born in 1760. I'm famous for saving 200 people from the British troops. People think I'm a really good hero, but all I think of it is doing something good for the world. In my early life, I was a widow with 3 children and a resident in New York. I was a patriot. I wanted the colonies to be free from the British. When I saved the people from the British troops, I ran, and because I was wanted all over North America. I was a friend of George Washington's, and I was offered 200 coins. Women weren't allowed on prison ships, but I went on one anyway. And my co-conspirators was arrested.
Hi, I'm Allison. I'm Elizabeth Zane. Some people call me Betty. I was born July 16, 1777 in Moorefield, West Virginia. I had 2 brothers. I lived with them. When I was 16, we were attacked in 1782. I'm famous because I fought against the Indians when we were attacked. Something that I did when we fought against the Indians is I took gunpowder back and forth to the soldiers. When at 31 years later, I died. I was 57. I died August 23rd, 1823 in Moore Valley, Ohio.
Hi, my name's Chloe. Hi, my name is Hannah Hunter Hendy. I was born on October 5th, 1753 in Bellefontaine Township, New London County. My parents were Mary and William Hunter, and my siblings were Elizabeth, Mary, William, and Larkin. When I was older, I had 2 beautiful children, a boy named Michael and a girl named Victoria. I married 2 people. First, I married Robert Handy, but he died shortly after the Royalton raid, so then I married Gideon Mosher. I was a patriot and hated the British, and my nickname was Handy Hendy. On October 16th, over 300 Native Americans, led by British troops, attacked my town and took all the men and boys they could find, including my son. I got so mad that I followed the Native Americans to where they were keeping all the little boys, and I demanded my son as well as all the other little boys there, and then led them back across the river. I died in 1888 in Bellefontaine Township and was buried in Windsor County, Vermont. I had an art built in my honor to represent my bravery, and I also had a medallion made in my honor. And this is my medallion. That one's me, and then there's the Native Americans and the British troops, and then on the back it says Great Woman of the American Revolution. And then when her son and 8 other children were captured by hostile Indians led by the British, she demanded their release, risking her life to save them. Washington. I was born June 2nd, 1731. I was called Pasty in my childhood. I was taught how to read and write by my mother. I loved riding horses, gardening, sewing, playing the spinet, and dancing. My father's name was John Danridge. My mother's name is Frances Jones. I married Daniel Park Custis in 1749, who sadly died in 1757 from a brief illness. I met George Washington in 1758. 1 year later, I married George Washington, who was inaugurated in 1789 when I became nation's first lady during the Revolutionary War. I sewed clothes for the Patriots during the war when it was needed, and became a strong supporter for the Patriots. I knew future first ladies would follow my example. George Washington died in 1799. 3 years later, I died on May 22nd, 1802. Years later, my picture was honored on a U.S. stamp in 1902, 1923, and also in 1938, also on U.S. money.
My name is Lexi Lamb. My name is John Bergen, and I was born in London, February 24th, 1722, and my nickname is Jorden. I joined the Army as a cornet in the 13th Light Dragoon in 1740. I witnessed the Battle of Bunker Breed's Hill before departing for the England in November 1775. I began formulating on an idea for an invasion of New York, the campaign of 1777. I was noted the 17th century British Army officer who is best remembered as for the default for the Battle of Sargo. In May 1776, I was sent back into colonists and stopped the American invasion at Quebec. I died on June 4th, 1792, and war entered at Westminster Abbey on August 13th.
I am Dincy Langston, and I have a question for everybody. Will you go in front of gunpoint to save a family member? I was born on May 14th. North Carolina on my father's plantation. My mother is Sarah Bennett Langston. My father is Solomon Langston. I am known for my bravery. I am a patriot, and my nickname is Darren Dincy, and I had 23 children, and I call British Bloody Scouts. I am high-spirited, and I am also known as the Paul Revere that rode into Boston. On January 6, 1783, I married Thomas. Stand up. I taught people to stand up for each other.
My name is Margaret Cockham Corbin. I was born on November the 12th, 1751. I was locked in a room with my uncle for the rest of my childhood. I was the first one to receive a military pension. I was a loyalist because I was a war veteran. On 1772, I got married to John Corbin. November 16, 1776, I dressed as a man and joined my husband at the Battle of Fort Washington on Manhattan Island. I helped load the cannon. My husband was killed, and I continued firing the cannon against the British. I died when I was 41.
And I'm dressing up as Hannah White Arnett. I was born on January 15, 1773, Bridgehampton, Suffolk County, New York. I have one husband. His name is Isaac, and I have 6 children. Their names are Susan Arnett, Elizabeth Arnett, Henry Arnett, Abigail Arnett,
John Arnett, and William Arnett. I have one parent. I never met my dad, but my mom's name is Silius. I have a nickname, and people call me Arnott. I'm famous for having people not start a war for freedom and having people not destroy protection and property. The once and only time people broke into my home is when I called them cowards and traitors because they was talking about starting a war. If I did not do this, a bunch of innocent people would perish. I died on January 10th, 1824, Union County, New Jersey, and I aged 90. One more thing. I was awarded a medal and wait. As you see here, in 2007.
Hi, I'm Lydia's daughter. I was born 1729 in Dublin, Ireland. I wasn't educated because my parents didn't have a bunch of money for my education. I was the youngest of 6 children. My mom was Maddie Bellefontaine, my dad was Jorden Bellefontaine. I was a Patriot spy that helped George Washington prepare for the British. I had 9 kids, but 4 of them died. The 5 that survived were Charles, Anne, John, William, and Susan. I married William's daughter, who was a teacher. In 1783, my husband died. 6 years later, December 28, 1789, I died when I was 6 years old. Hello, I'm King George III. I was born June 4th, 1738 in London, England. I'm a loyalist, and my father died when I was 12. I became Duke of Edinburgh. I became king on October 25th, 1760. I married Charlotte Sophia on September 8th, 1761. We had 15 children, 9 boys and 6 girls. I'm the first king to ever speak English and study science. I had over 65,000 books that I gave to the British Museum. I had a blood disorder called porphia. I lost my sight, my hearing, and I went insane. I died at the Windsor Castle on January 29th, 1820. With 6 years of being king, my eldest son, King George IV, took over the throne for me.
Hi, I am George Washington. I was born February 22nd, 1732. At the age of 11, my father died. I joined the army in 1752. In 1745, 44, 54, I fought in the French and Indian War, and I left the army in 1758. I married Martha Curtis in 1759. In 1775 through 1783, I led the American Revolution. I helped create the Declaration of Independence and the U.S. Constitution. In 1789, I became the first president of the United States. I died December 14, 1799 from a cold.
Hello, my name is Christmas Sachs. I was born in slavery in 1723. My mother was a Native American from a local tribe, and my father was an African American. After years being in slavery, I escaped in 1750. I started going by the name Michael Johnson, and I was a rope maker, also known as a rope man, which I faced danger of being seized by a British gang on March 5th, 1770. I was drinking at a local bar/pub when British soldiers come looking for part-time work. I was in front of the mob over 6 feet tall that went to confront the soldier with 2 sticks. I waved them. I was shot 2 times in the chest along with 4 other people. Also, one of them was Samuel Adams. Soldiers, and I died alone. I was the first to die in the American Revolution. Of the jury acquitted half of the Boston population
carried the other soldiers and me to the burial. In 1840, I would become a symbol of the African American activists in the abolitionist movement, which I was known as Black citizen and patriot. Martin Luther King Jr. wrote, "Know that the first American to shed blood in the Revolution was a black seaman named Crispus Attucks."
Hi, as you may know, I am Nathan Hale. I was born in June 6, 1755, Coventry, Connecticut. When I was young, I was very good and interested in sports. I am famous for going on British lands and getting information for George Washington. I am also famous for my inspirational dying words. I regret that I have but one life to lose for my country. I'm a patriot, and I worked for George Washington's army, and I joined his army in July 1775. The difference I made in my country was going on British lands and getting information for George Washington. Some important dates in my life were September 21st and September 22nd, 1776. On September 21st, I was captured. On September 22nd, 1776, I was hung. Some fun facts about me are, in 1985, I was made the state hero for Connecticut State. And another fun fact is, I died at age 21. Hello, my name is Samuel Adams. I am a founding father of the United States. I was born on September 27, 1772 in Boston, Massachusetts. I am a patriot, and I was very young when I learned to read. And I was also very young when I learned about politics. Here's a cool fact about me. I'm a cousin of the second president of the United States.